So, let's talk about the Danish local elections. Ever wonder how they actually work? Or maybe you're not a Danish citizen and you just assume you can't participate. Well, stick around because the answer is probably going to surprise you.
Right, first things first, a ton of non-Danish residents just figure, hey, I can't vote here. But what if I told you that's very likely not true?
Here's the deal, and it's a big one. Eligibility isn't about your passport. If you have lived in Denmark for 4 years or more, you have the right to vote in local elections. Yeah, it's really that simple. Your voice can and should help shape your local community.
Okay, so now that you know you can probably vote, what exactly are you voting for? Well, it's not just one thing. You're actually going to be casting 2 separate votes for 2 different levels of local government.
When you get to the polling station, you'll be handed 2 different ballot papers. The first one is for the commune. That's your municipality, your city. This vote helps decide who your mayor is and who sits on the city council. The other one is for the region or district, which is mainly all about your healthcare.
The commune's decisions? Man, they hit you right where you live every single day. We're talking about your kid's school, the local library, services for the elderly, the job center, and even who picks up your trash. It's all the tangible stuff that makes your neighborhood what it is.
And the region? It's got a much tighter focus, but it is incredibly important. It's all about your health. The region is responsible for running your local hospital and making sure you have access to doctors and other medical services. So you can kind of think of it as 1 vote for your daily life and 1 vote for your health.
All right, you're ready to vote for your communa and your region, but how do you actually fill out that piece of paper without messing it up and, having your vote thrown out? Let's break it down. It's easy, I promise.
The key to this whole thing is the ballot paper. This is the official sheet you'll get at the polling station. On it, you'll see a list of all the political parties. Each one has a letter assigned to it. And then, underneath each party, you'll see the names of all their candidates.
The process itself is super simple. First, you get your 2 ballot papers. Then, you've got a choice to make. You can either put a cross next to a party's name, which is like giving your vote to the whole team, or you can pick a specific candidate from that party and put a cross right next to their name. But, and this is the most important part, you only place 1 single cross.
Okay, listen up, because this is the one rule you absolutely have to remember. Only 1 cross per ballot. That's it. If you put 2, or you doodle on it, or make any other marks, your vote becomes invalid. It won't get counted. Just 1 simple cross does the trick.
So you've done it. You've cast your vote correctly. But how does your 1 little cross, when you add it to thousands of others, actually turn into real political power? Let's walk through a real-world example to make it crystal clear.
We're going to dive into the official results from the 2021 municipal election in Ballerup, which is a municipality just outside Copenhagen. This will show us exactly how it all plays out.
So here's a snapshot of what happened in that election. As you can see, one party pretty much ran the table. The Social Democrats, Party A, pulled in just over half of all the votes, a whopping 50.8%.
Now, let's zoom in on the detailed numbers. This table really shows you the direct link between the percentage of votes a party gets and how many seats they win on the city council. The more votes you get, the more seats you win. It's a system of proportional representation, and it's pretty straightforward.
So what did that 50.8% of the vote actually get them? Well, it translated into 13 out of the 25 total seats on the Ballerup Council. That gave them an absolute majority, which means they had the power to pass whatever they wanted without needing help from any other parties. That right there is the power of the vote. Okay, understanding the system is one thing. But what if you're standing there, looking at this long list of parties, and you have absolutely no idea who to vote for? That's a super common problem, but thankfully, there's a tool for that.
Seriously, it's completely normal not to be an expert on the local platforms of every single party. You don't have to go read every manifesto from scratch. There's a brilliant shortcut to help you make a really informed choice.
It's called a Canditate test, or a candidate test. Big news outlets like TV2 always have them online around election time. You just answer a bunch of questions about your views on local issues. Things like schools, taxes, green spaces. Then, based on your answers, the test shows you which parties and even which specific candidates you agree with the most. It's a fantastic place to start.
At the end of the day, these elections aren't about some abstract political game. They're about the real, concrete services that define your life here. We're talking about your kid's daycare, your local library, the quality of care at your hospital. You actually have a direct say in who runs all of it. So the only real question left is, who are you going to choose to shape your community?